My name is Emily Schromm. Welcome to episode 15 of Ask Em. I'm in Denver, Colorado. Quite the change from last week when we were lucky enough to be in Kauai, but Denver is quite awesome as well. So I'm not complaining. It was an amazing week. And holy shit, can we talk about my Kickstarter? That is crazy. I just finished a Kickstarter, launching my product, my fitness backpack turned awesome bag, and I raised over 800% more than my original goal, which is just insane. So thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Wow. That's all I have to say. For Ask Em episode 15, we're going to talk about pre-workout, post-workout. We're going to talk about cellulite and what can help with cellulite. And then I have one more question. And my favorite kind of toothpaste, someone asked. So toothpaste, cellulite, pre-workout, post-workout, those are our topics of today. Welcome to Ask Em. Okay, so we're gonna just jump right into it. The first question is from Laura_Deanne_Devitt, and she said, "Ask Em, what protein powder do you use and what pre-workout?" That's a great question. I get that question quite a bit, and I think post-workout recovery is so key, especially if you're an athlete, if you're working out hard, if you're not eating a lot, or if you have to wait a long time to eat before, like say you finish your workout and you're not gonna eat for a couple hours. That's a problem. You really wanna get your muscles the protein they need in order to build, because all working out does is break down muscle, and your job is to recover quickly and build that muscle up, and that's how we get strong, that's how we get fit, that's how we lose weight. So post-workout is important. I have had quite an adventure the last few years with post-workouts. I've always been stuck on whey protein. It is the best for you. However, I do not do well with whey protein. And I recently found that out. Even though I think I knew it, I just denied it. I was like, it wasn't worth it to me to cut it out because I could not imagine my life without whey protein. But right now I am just doing a vegan protein. It's a plant-based protein. It's grain-free. It's from Garden of Life. So that's the kind I'm using, and I mix it with coconut water. But I think a lot of people can do whey protein, and so you just have to test it. And some symptoms if you can or can't do it. One, does your stomach hurt after you have it? That's a big one. So anything that causes stomach digestion upset is a problem. So we either need to fix digestion or stop eating the foods, or both. Another thing is if your skin breaks out, if you have a dairy intolerance, most likely whey is not going to be the best for you. Then there's this really cool test that I do with my gut challenge. So I have a 7-day gut challenge, and it's called Coco's Pulse Test. And so you can you check your heart rate for a minute, and then just kind of you sit down, you're in a calm place, check your heart rate for a minute, and then you take whatever food you want and put it in your mouth for 30 seconds. And you don't have to swallow if you know it's gonna respond bad, or if you don't wanna have it. You spit it out or you swallow it, and you immediately recheck 1 minute pulse. And if your pulse increases by more than 4, then that's your body having a histamine response. So it's your body saying, I do not want this in my body. And then you should listen to it. I think sometimes I have a reaction, so I do these with wines. Sometimes wines give me bad hangovers, and sometimes they don't. And you can actually test wine and see if it raises your pulse more than 4. And sometimes I just say, screw it, I'm doing it anyway. I open this bottle. But for the most part, with things like whey protein or dairy or gluten or oats, those are all fun things you guys can test and see if you're having a response to it. So whey protein is fantastic. As far as a pre-workout, I am not a believer in a pre-workout because I think you should, if you have to constantly adrenalize yourself to get motivated to work out, that's not necessarily a good thing. That causes a lot of adrenal issues, which you can learn about in my 7-day adrenal challenge. I have the bases covered, but I also feel like sometimes people need it. So either a cup of tea or coffee with coconut milk or coconut oil, you can blend it. You can do the bulletproof, the butter coffee. This is one of my herbal teas with ashwagandha root and full fat coconut milk, and it's like kind of one of my go-tos for pre-workouts. You wanna time your meals with your food. And so, or you wanna time your workouts with your food. So you wanna make sure, okay, did I eat 2 hours before, give or take? You don't wanna eat 4 hours before your workout, you want to kind of give yourself something. But I always think pre-workout, if you're constantly having to chug caffeine, there's something else going on. You need to kind of, we're just going to burn our adrenals out. We're going to burn our energy out, and it's just going to be stressful. So those are my thoughts on pre-workout and post-workout. They both have their place, but it depends on who you are. Try that test. It's kind of a cool Coco's Pulse test. And of course, those 7-day challenges you guys can find on my site. Okay, at SureW25 said, what supplements will help with cellulite and joint pain? Question mark. Collagen? Question mark. Hashtag Ask M. So joint pain and cellulite could be really great when you're looking at, there's two different things going on. One, let's start with cellulite. Cellulite, a lot of women have it, and I have, when I first got into fitness, everyone's like, well, it's sometimes genetic, it depends on who you are, but honestly, it really doesn't. I have found with nutritional therapy that it depends on how your lymph is, so how you are digesting fats and how you are moving fats, and so the lymph is kind of our way of our body detoxing, and this is actually a bonus video for those 7-day challenges that I talked about, because it's fascinating. But when you support your liver and you give your liver what it needs, and you make sure you're digesting fats, especially if you're a paleo person and you maybe have had high fats for a long time but aren't digesting it, then that can clog our lymph and that can decrease our movement with our detoxification, and it can cause cellulite. And so it's fascinating what can happen when you support the liver or you start digesting fats correctly, or both. And I swear the last year my legs have completely changed. I've always had some, and I just accepted it and pulled my shorts down. I have this habit, if you guys ever watch me work out, I'm constantly pulling it down. And I finally realized I'm finally almost gone. I mean, there's still some stuff, but it's amazing what supporting my liver and digesting fats has done. So my question for you is, do you eat a high-fat diet, but do you still have symptoms of essential fatty acid deficiency? So for example, do you have dry skin? Do your nails peel? Do you heal quickly, or does it take a long time? Do you have headaches when you're in the sun? Does it hurt your eyes? What are some other fatty acid deficiency signs? Those are the big ones. It's really about healing, and it's about, endurance. So does your muscle fatigue quickly? Those, if you have any kind of dry skin, flaky skin, dandruff, or muscle fatigue quickly, that's saying you're not digesting the fats you're eating. So you could be eating a high-fat diet, but you're not digesting it appropriately, and that's a problem because that's going to slow our lymph, it's going to hurt our gut, it's going to cause all these issues. So you, of course, learn more about this with my 7-day challenge, but also if you have questions on this, just hashtag Ask M, and we'll continue the conversation next week. Great question. Final question from Music Soul Girl 14. She asked what kind of toothpaste I use, and I am all about natural beauty products, and my concern, or my one fault, is makeup. I haven't quite found a brand that I like a lot with makeup. I don't use a ton of it, but I do think it's important to make sure all your products are as natural and toxic free and hormone free. It's crazy to think that makeup has hormones, but all of this stuff is to help you be a better you, to give your liver support, to make sure you're not constantly just putting yourself through the ringer. It's amazing what all the outside environment toxins can do to our inside body. So with toothpaste, that's a great question. I just used Tom's fluoride-free toothpaste, and I accidentally once got the fennel kind, and it's disgusting. So not get the fennel kind. It was bad. It was the worst surprise ever when you finally get a fresh bottle of toothpaste and you just put it all on there, and it was disgusting. So anyway, Tom's fluoride free. I think it's great. I don't like their deodorant, but I do like their toothpaste. Okay, that's it. So thank you for again being with me on this Ask M episode 15. Please share, please post, please subscribe, and if you have questions, you just hashtag Ask M, and I will make sure I answer them next week. Au revoir. Is that a thing? Ciao. Okay.